Hey guys, how you doing? I am snotty and grotty. That's how I'm doing. Hi baby. Hi sweet pea. Hello. Hello. How you doing? How you doing, my Maddie? Hi baby. I woke up this morning feeling absolutely terrible, and I took a Lemsip and went back to bed, and then I woke up about an hour ago feeling a bit better. But as you can hear, I've definitely got a cold. That's okay. In and out is fine. Not going to be doing anything amazing today, I can assure you. I did ask for sketch suggestions on my Instagram, but I don't think I gave anybody enough notice because nobody's answered, so. It's mostly congestion now. I don't feel too bad. I feel a bit groggy. But I think that's the Lemsip, to be honest. Paracetamol always makes me feel a bit groggy. But yeah, it's definitely all around here. I sound better than I did earlier. That's why I didn't stream on Twitch this morning, because I just sounded awful and I felt awful. And I thought, you know what, I'm going back to bed. Such it all. Us self-employed artists don't really get the luxury of taking days off whenever we feel like it, despite what people say. But sometimes you've got to take a sick day and just say, you know what, if I take one day off sick, it's going to be better than if I take 6 days off sick. Oh, too hot, too hot. So, I'm just going to do some playing around. Ooh, I just found chocolate in my pencil case. That's cheered me up no end. I love it when I squirrel things away. Oh, I've just found my other eraser as well. I was looking for that. It's something I try to instill in people, because this whole thing of, you know, everybody's like, oh, self-care, self-care, self-care. But then the minute they get sick, they go like, no, 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 I must go to work. I have so many responsibilities. I mean, you know, if you're a single working mum, I can understand you saying, well, I don't have time to be sick. But for the vast majority of people, there is no reason why you can't just call in sick for one day, instead of just struggling on through being the martyr for like a week and a half and giving it to everybody else. I learnt that attitude from, I used to be like that, but I learnt that attitude from my last boss, who was like, if you're sick, don't come into work. I don't want to hear from you. She says, except for a text to tell me you're not coming into work, I don't want to see you. Because if you come in and give me your sickness, I will kill you myself. She hated being sick. Absolutely hated it. And she had no time for people who came into work sick. She said, if you've got even the slightest hint of coming down with something, you stay the hell home and you get over it. And it always, yeah, you always end up then, you know, feeling not too bad but a bit sick for a couple of days. And eventually going back to work feeling fine and not giving it to everybody else, instead of going into work feeling grotty for a week and a half, giving it to everybody else and then having to do everybody else's work when you feel better. A 1-year-old has a cold. Oh, that's awful when the little ones have a cold. Hopefully your immune system is stronger than hers. I'm just paper shuffling at the moment. I haven't quite got into doing anything mode. I know what I'll do. I'll just grab... I've got a couple of these... I've got a couple of these set up already. But I have done collage on, but I haven't done anything else on. That llama's going somewhere. That llama is going on there, I think. I love that llama. I think he's awesome. Let's do a llama. And let's do... I'm not in the mood for pink. Let's do... He's a bit too feisty for today. Oh, that one... That picture reminds me of By Bun. You know, Roxanne Coble? I think because she quite often wears all black and wears a hat like that. It's just, I don't know. There's something about it. That silhouette. My Rolodex, yeah. I still haven't fixed this bit. I don't have a piece of dowel the right size to fit through. And my mum and dad are away, so I can't ask my dad either. But when I speak to my dad, I will get a... I will ask him if he's got a piece of 1/4 inch dowel that's about 8 inches long. And then I'll put it on and secure it properly. But at the moment, I've still got a pencil through the middle of it. But yeah, it works really well. It's quite sturdy. The only problem I've got with it is because I put it in the middle and I've filled up, I've put all of my cards in it. I've put all my index cards in it. I've put the coloured ones in the middle on one side and the white ones on the other. And if I go like that with it, it falls over. If it's on a slightly wobbly surface, it'll tip over like that. I didn't think about that when I made it, but of course it's top heavy, so it would. I think maybe the hole needs to be a little bit further down so that it's got more centre of gravity, but I can't be bothered with that. I'll just stick something heavy in the bottom of it and then I won't have to worry about it. That's kind of cool. We could do something with that, couldn't we? Let's start with those two and just work from there. This is just a page I've been using for spare paint, so I think I'll use that. And patrons, you'll get to see... Oh, I don't know when you'll get to see it, because I've had an idea about my studio again. I finally figured out how to put my studio together. But you'll get to see my little car boot purchase for a £5 the other day, which is awesome. Hey Rose. Oh, I'm so congested on one side of my head. I hate that. From here across and from here down I feel completely fine. It's just this bit of my head here feels like it's going to explode. What else do I want? I think I'll want some inks and mermaid marker things and probably some black ink. Can't go wrong with a bit of black ink, can you? Some of my... Put that there. Some of my patrons get Happy Mail greetings, which includes an original piece of art. So I thought some of these would be good as one of those bits. Because obviously these are going to be a lot more complex by the time I'm finished with them. But okay, a pair of scissors. I have a pair of scissors somewhere. Here we go. I like the blue at the top, so I think I might keep that and just cut the woman out. Oh God, my hands don't want to work. Okay. If I Oh, no, I can't keep all of that. Okay. So the idea behind these index cards is just that I wanted to do something for when I wanted to do something for when I wanted to do something. That's the lemsip talking. I wanted something little that I could just fiddle about with as and when I felt like it, without feeling like it had to be finished or whatever, without feeling like it had to be, I don't know what the word is. I never really feel like anything has to be finished, and I don't really feel like my sketchbook is pressured, but I just wanted something I could dip in and out of as and when, that I could literally spend 4 or 5 minutes on if I want to, here and there. It's a common thing with working artists that we never feel like we're creating enough, even though, apart from admin, we pretty much spend our entire time trying to create in some way or other, or working on our creative businesses or whatever, but we always feel like we're never making enough things. Oh, there we go, that's better. So if I do that, let's put him there so he's not covering up too much of the flowers. Let's put him about there. And then we can blend that out. Yes, I like that. There we go. Let's put him there, and then we can blend. See the transition of the blue there? Oh, sorry, I'm not quite on camera, am I? The transition of the blue, you've got the dark blue to the light blue to the very pale grey blue. That's there as well, so I can transition that across, so that'll work. I was asked the other day how I know what to put on top of what, i.e. how do you know what to put on top of your backgrounds? The thing is, I don't create backgrounds. I've never been one of those people who just, oh, let's make a background and then let's worry about what we're going to throw on top of it afterwards. You know, I've never been one of those people. I don't believe in making backgrounds and then putting something on top of it. For me, the whole piece is cohesive. And there are some people who work in that way, in a very planned, methodical, this is how I'm going to do this and this is how this is going to work, and next I'm going to do that. But I don't. I wing it. I call it intuitive art because that's how it feels to me. I just work. I don't really plan anything. I just, you know, I went, ooh, I like that and I like that, and those go together, and that's blue as well, so I'll put that there. And then I liked the llama and he had a blue background, so I put him with that potentially. And now I'm just like, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to stick him on there. That'd be cool. There's not really any planning involved. I think you can overthink it. Sometimes that works. Sometimes people like to overthink things and that works for them, and that's perfectly okay. But overthinking is paralysis for me, because if I start overthinking stuff, I don't know what to do next. Look, there's a bit of blue. Is that bright? That's too bright. See, that's not the right kind of blue. It's more of either a dark blue or a purpley blue. So that blue doesn't fit. So that won't work. End of story. There's a bit of blue. What's that blue? See, that's a nice bright blue as well, but that won't go really either. I don't want bright blue. I want kind of a mauvey blue. So I'm just seeing if there's anything that will fill up one of these gaps a little bit. It's kind of a greeny blue. Nope. but there's green and white. That green and white would work. Or, oh, I've got some green and purple. Is that too much? Actually, that could work. Let's use that. See, I don't overthink it. Don't be so rigid in what you think is going to work or what you envisage that you can't just change your mind and say, you know what, I want to do something different. I want to do something else. I'm going to do this instead. This purple is too bright, but there's a very defined line there that means I could potentially use this bit, maybe have a bit of greenery coming up across the front of my llama, or even across there. Where would it work best? Maybe there, behind him, actually. That might work. If he's maybe poking his head out from behind, in front of the leaves, maybe. Oh, I kind of like this bit here. Okay, let's just chop that off. So we haven't got that bright purple distracting us. Oh, look at that. Always turn your ephemera over. For goodness sakes. Oh, I rather like that. There isn't any more of it. Well, there is a little bit more of it, but it's got a deodorant on it. But I like that. I wonder if I could use that somehow. Which do I prefer? No, I think I prefer that one with the green. I just prefer that, I think. But I need to break it up. So if I put that one there, let's fit that one in there like that. Precious, that's the word I was looking for. You can't be too precious about it. Either in your attitude of what you want it to look like, you can't get too attached to what you think the outcome is going to be, because that will stifle your creativity. And it will kill any sense of problem solving you might have. But also, you can't be so attached to a piece of ephemera that you say, oh, I can't break that up, I can't cut that up, I can't cut that bit off, I can't, paint over it if I decide. Actually, that's not going to work after all. Okay, I think if I do that, it's nondescript foliage, so it doesn't really matter. Let's do it. I kind of like the idea of having him poking his head out from behind the leaves like he's having lunch. So, yeah, let's put it there. Yeah. Hey guys. Hey Rach, how's your mum? Okay. So, I want some bluey colours. Not anything quite that blue. Need some white with this one. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. I've been asleep in bed all day. I haven't had a text. My phone died on me, so it's in the bedroom. Hang on, I need to get my water. This will do. And a cloth. There we go. I'm still on camera, yeah. Where's my white? Can't find my white. Okay, I'll use cream instead. That'll be fine. Snotty and grotty door. Snotty and grotty. I have a cold. Okay. This background is glossy. I should have put some Ooh, Sarah Dragonfay, thank you for the follow. That's my Twitch notifications, I believe, not my YouTube notifications, but never mind. Thank you very much. Oh, and I need to give a shout out to my new patrons this week, but unfortunately I cannot remember your names right now. And I didn't, because I've been sick, I didn't get as far as writing you down. So I will give you a proper shout out on Friday, but thank you for joining me. And for those of you in the Happy Mail hello tier, some of you will be getting some bits shortly. Oh yeah, I really should have put some backing on this. Never mind. I'm just quickly going to grab my matte medium and throw it on the rest of it so that it's glossy, which isn't usually a problem, but Well, these white bits are all very glossy and they don't want to take paint properly, so throw a bit of the old matte medium on it. Fixes all manner of stuff. It's not dry now, is it? Oh, that bit's dry. Oh, that's just... There we go. Let's just let that dry a second. Have I finished a sentence yet? Oh, God. I hate having a head cold. I can't think. Knowing what to put on top of something else. I think I finished that sentence. Patrons. Yes. Hello, nice new patrons. Thank you for supporting the channel. My patrons... my higher tier patrons get my class stuff that I do, my One Frog Sing class, which they get to pay for on a monthly basis rather than having to fork out all in one go. And of course on Patreon you can drop in and out anytime you want to and so on. And then my lower tier patrons get, hey Mara, my lower tier patrons get the study guides and stuff, the witchy study guides and things, because I get asked a lot for that, like, how do you know what to look up? I don't know what to research. I don't know what to... Like this month we're doing lithomancy. And you start looking up lithomancy and you realise it's a massive, massive area. And you kind of get stage fright about it and you're like, but where do I start? I don't know where to start. What do I do? There's so many things to look up. So in our study guides, I give you a way to get into it. And then my lower tier patrons get when I have a chance to upload stuff in full. I've always got a chance to upload stuff. That's not quite what I meant. But when I've got something that I can upload in full, they get... yeah, the study guide's gone up. I remembered the study guide this week, Risha. I'm putting my Hobonichi to good use. This isn't dry yet. This, I think, because this isn't really an index card, it's the cover of the index card, so it's really glossy and weird. I may need to back that onto something else. You see, it's not the same paper. It's much, much thinner. I didn't realise this was an index card, or I wouldn't have painted it, actually. I would have stuck it onto something else before I started. Let's do that, actually. Let's do that while we're waiting for it to dry, shall we? Yeah. So there's various different things. Some people get bits of Happy Mail and stuff. And of course, a massive, massive, massive thank you to my students, who are the ones who buy the classes in full. Most of whom are here today, or many of whom are here today. You guys rock. Those are the guys. I mean, everybody on Patreon, they help me continue to make videos where I don't have to have ridiculous amount of ads on them. And they continue to be able to help me do things like Twitch and stuff like that, which is more content for you. But my students, the guys who buy my classes outright, those are the guys who support things like new equipment, so that you don't have to deal with stupid camera angles and stuff. They pay for the website. They cover all sorts of expenses like Vimeo, which is horrendously expensive these days. Horrendous. But it all adds up. all these things, they're like, oh, well, it's only £50, it's only £6 a month, it's only £11 a month, it's only £20 a month. But when you've got 15 things that are all only £6 a month, that's a lot of money. So, big thank you to my class students who helped me with that. Now, that's not going to be the right width now, is it? Ugh. That's what you get for talking. But I did want to say a thank you to my subscribers and followers and everybody. I don't really go out and thank you. I'm not a big gushy person. But when I remember, I do like to thank everybody for their support, because without you guys, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. And I wouldn't have the opportunity to teach creativity and witchy stuff and all this to lots of different people like you. You rock. Hand heart. I'm sorry. I can't do stuff like that seriously. You just can't, can you? It's not me. But it's correct to say thank you. Study guide. Yeah, this week's study guide is the first one for lithomancy, Risha. So we're looking at rocks and stones and stuff, but not crystals. Because crystals really isn't lithomancy it's not lithomancy per se. It comes under rocks and crystals, but it's not really lithomancy. But we're starting off with the big stuff. So if you're into Stonehenge, don't forget that the classes are great, so it is our pleasure. Oh, thank you, Ina. That's so sweet. My students freaking rock. My patrons rock too, but my students, especially people like Ina and quite a few of the other people here, I can't necessarily name names off the top of my head, but I know Sue is a repeater, Mandy is a repeater, Rachel is a repeater, Mara is a repeater. You know, a lot of these people have been in my classes for, quite a long time now. How long have we been doing this? Oh, that reminds me, next month. Oh, now here's a thing for you guys. Next month, the 22nd of June, I don't know what day that is of the week, but the 22nd of June is my 10-year anniversary on YouTube. 10 freaking years, guys. 10 years. Excuse me. I'm sorry. For those who've joined late, I'm snotty and grotty and I'm having a sick day, so I'm just playing and stuff. There will be snot. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I could have stayed in bed, but I would have felt incredibly lazy if I did, because I could just get up. I can get up and do lazy stuff, so that's what I'm doing. This is what I do when I'm sick. I don't count this as work. 22nd of June is my 10-year anniversary on YouTube, and I thought I might do something special for it, or something fun, or I don't know. What do you guys think? Have like a party? Could have like a subscriber only party or something, or just a live stream that goes on for longer than usual, or I don't know. What do you think? Because it's Litha that weekend as well, because I started on Midsummer. Yes, there's a story there. I'm a witch. Of course there's a story there. Of course there's a reason I started at summer. At Midsummer. Speaking of Midsummer, I've got a new Chronicles class coming out for June, guys. If you're on my website, you can already... if you're on my website... No. If you're in When Frogs Sing 2019 on Ning, you can already purchase it. So if you're a higher level patron or you're a class member or alumni, you can already purchase it, but it's not open to all members yet because I didn't have time to... I was going to do it this morning actually, and I obviously I've been sick, so... 22nd is a Saturday. Awesome. Let me check if I've got an Urban Sketchers thing that weekend. I don't think I have, because we've got the 8th and 9th. The 8th to the 10th is our Urban Sketchers weekend. Oh, and then, yeah, there should be something on the 22nd, but I think it's one I can't go to. I think they're going up to the mines, and because of my knee and not being very steady on my feet, I can't do the mines. I'm not allowed, because I would have to take my stick with me, and then they'd class me as disabled and say you can't go in because of insurance, basically. So it doesn't really matter if I miss that one. 22nd is a Saturday. Now we've got a class session on the Saturday, haven't we? But if I plan far enough ahead, I can move that, or work around it at least. What should we do, guys? Should we do like a... Maybe, here's an idea, after class we could have a pizza party. Because now that I stream later on, I stream my classes later on a Saturday because it works for everybody to work a bit later. Oh, such nice comments. The classes are great. I get a lot out of them. Thank you so much, Trisha. I love the classes. I get so many ideas. I love that you show us how to create, not just say copy this. Thank you, Susan. That's I'm glad you said that, because that really means a lot to me, actually. Because that is the point of my classes. I don't want to teach you the whole monkey see, monkey do thing. I hate that. I mean, there's a place for it, absolutely, and some people like that, and that's how they like to create. They just like to copy somebody else's stuff, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all if that's what you like to do. But I know that there were a lot of people who were frustrated with that and saying, well, you know, I want to do my own thing. How do I do my own thing? I don't want it to look like yours. I want it to look like mine. And that's very important to me, that whatever you create looks like it belongs in your book, not in my book. When you're learning, obviously, you know, you're going to take on some of the characteristics of the style of whoever you're working from, but I try very hard not to teach stuff in my style. I just try to show you how to sketch stuff and how to draw stuff and how to make things and how to put things together, rather than, you know, here's how you draw a llama and here's how you draw this and copy this and copy this, and then you end up with a page that looks exactly like mine. And if you're happy with that, then that's perfectly okay. I'm not knocking that in any way, shape or form. There are some excellent teachers doing very much that kind of thing. And I'm not knocking it at all. I've done classes with those kind of teachers myself. And it's very useful for learning to draw a particular way or a particular type of thing. But, you know, at some point, a lot of people say, well, you know, I've been copying somebody else for years now. Now I want to do my own stuff. and they don't know how to do their own stuff because they haven't been taught how to draw. They've only been taught how to copy what somebody else was drawing. So yeah, that is a really big thing for me, Susan, to make sure that you guys understand how to create for yourselves, not just copy what I'm doing. I want you to journal like me, like you, not like me. That's good, isn't it? I'm so sick I can't remember my own tagline. Don't journal like me, journal like you. Oh, maybe I should have stayed in bed. Hey, Jen. You're going to love your book. It's looking awesome. Oh, is it you? Or is it the other Jen? Am I getting you mixed up with the other Jen? I may be getting you mixed up. One of the Jens has a book coming from me. And whichever of you it is, you're going to love it. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. Worse with faces. You do you. That's right. Absolutely. Your class has helped me pull together my spiritual beliefs. It's been hard because I draw on so many traditions. It's nice to be getting it all integrated. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. It is you, Jen. Oh, God. I was worried then because there's you, Jen, and then there's Jen Faber, and I always get the two of you mixed up. Ugh. Okay, so I don't feel bad now. You're gonna love your book. It's awesome. I'm doing a little something extra to go with it. Because of course I am. It's a Halloween journal. How can I possibly not do something a little extra? You're in the summer class, you just signed up. Oh, awesome. Oh yeah, sorry. I was telling you about the summer class. Oh my God. You see, this is, oh. Sick brain. I'm so sorry. I'm all over the place today. I really am. Summer class. It's a horrible name to have. Everybody in the 70s was called Jennifer. Oh. Was it it was a really popular name for the 70s, was it? Named after like an actress or something, or just a generational thing? I had, oh my God, because my real name, for those of you who don't know, is Claire. I don't go by my real name, I go by Romany. But my real name is Claire. And I was born in the January, but I was christened 2 days. 2 freaking days before Gilbert O'Sullivan brought out that damn song, Claire. And then there was a million of them. My mum was not happy because she wanted an unusual name. She wanted Siobhan. She wanted to call me Siobhan. And I've often thought about changing my name to Siobhan because I really like that. And I loved the idea of people asking how to spell it. Because it's got accents and stuff on it. And that would be me, wouldn't it? My mum wanted to call me Siobhan, but she got overruled. And she went with Claire. But Claire was not a common name. Claire was an unusual name. In fact, when I was born, Claire was mostly either a French surname or a boy's name. It was short for Clarence. But yeah, damn Gilbert O'Sullivan brought out that song, and then there's million Claires. Bloody thousands of them. There were, I believe, 7 in my class at school alone. And all of us had different spellings because everybody was trying to be different. You know, you've got to have the most common name there possibly could be at the time, but, oh, you're going to be different, so you're going to spell it differently. It's why kids have not popular names. Yeah, the trouble is you pick a not popular name and then suddenly it becomes popular and you're like, I bet there's a lot of older like Britneys and stuff going, what the hell happened? Why is there Britneys everywhere? We're all just waiting to see what the new prince is called, aren't we? I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot of Georges or Arthurs or something. Josephine. Oh, Josephine is my mum's second name. Constantine and Kwame? Is that how you say it? Instinct says to me there would be an accent on it, not just Quame. Kwame? It's a nice name. Archie. Oh, that's cute. Oh, what, the prince? Archibald. Archie. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Cue the trailer trash side of the family complaining that it wasn't named after the dad or something. Or the granddad. Oh, I like that. That's sweet. You have the same name as a princess and a queen here. But I have plenty to choose from considering I've got 6 first names. Holy cow. I've got 4. I thought I was doing well. Irish family. You always end up with 40,000 names. Because you have to have one for this person and one for this person and one for this godmother and one for a second cousin 4 times removed that you've never heard of. And that green might be a little bit dark, but I'm severely lacking in decent greens. Your cat has 4 names. Oh, that's a nice colour. There we go. Oh my god, I've done it again. Summer class. Jeez. Okay, summer class. June. We're going to be doing some summer journaling. It's similar to my, for those of you who've been with me for a long time, in fact I think Ina and Sue were both in the original summer long class. Similar premise, but hopefully this year we won't get rained off because I've got a bit more gumption these days and I know how to plan in advance for, oh yes, but it's going to rain. Yes, I did a summer long class in which the premise was we were going to go outside and journal and do summery nature type stuff the year that Rihanna brought out Umbrella. And it rained and rained and rained. And she spent 13 weeks at the top of the charts because it rained. Hi, baby. I hear you. What are you crying for, my sweet? Why are you crying, my baby girl? Why are you crying, sweetie? Don't cry, my love. But this year, I am prepared for all contingencies. But we're going to do, because there's 4 weeks in June. Hi, boo-boo. Who's a good boy? Because there's 4 weeks in June, we're going to do the 4 elements. So we're going to be doing earth, air, water, and fire and water. Will you shush, please? So what Scooby-Doo thinks of that idea. Let's see, he's going to come down about there. just blocking him in. So yeah, we're going to do 4 weeks. Earth, we're going to do... I haven't completely finalised what we're going to do for the last week yet. I need to speak to a friend of mine. But Earth, we're going to be looking at the story of the Green Man. And then Air, we're going to be doing fairies. Because Midsummer, right? When is a better time to do fairies than Midsummer? Then obviously the 3rd week will be Fire, which is Litha, the Midsummer Festival. And then we'll do Water as kind of a wind down week at the end. The Water week is the one I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do yet. So I'm not going to tell you yet. I don't want to commit myself to something and then decide, actually, that's not going to work. But where I live, we've got a Green Man trail. And we've also got a fairy garden. Where there's loads of like wire fairy sculptures and stuff. So we're going to do those 2, and then I've got something planned for Litha, which I'm not going to tell you about because it's a surprise. And then the Water one I haven't finished. I need to contact a friend of mine to not finalise, but to talk to her about some ideas I've got because it will involve a day trip. And we're going to be doing nature sketching and stuff. Those of you who know my background know that one of the reasons I started journaling in the first place was because of Edith Holden, who's a very well-known English nature journalist. If you haven't seen her work, go check it out. Edith Holden and Beatrix Potter were 2 of my earliest influences in terms of journal keeping. So nature sketching and sketching animals and farms and stuff, because I grew up in a rural area, is very much my background. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I have contingencies. Yeah, unfortunately I'm not near enough to Beatrix Potter country to be able to go up there. That would be awesome, to go up to the moors and actually see Beatrix Potter Beatrix Potter country. But it's not really a day trip kind of thing. It would be more of a, I'd have to do like a long weekend or something, and I really can't afford to do that. So, but the Water one will be a day trip. And then the Earth one will be out and about locally. In my local area. And then the Water one, I do live right on a canal. Hey Crow. That was my cat's name. With an E as well. Yeah, the Water one might be a day trip, and it might be quite an arty day trip. I don't know. I need to... Di McNally. Di, if you're watching this, I need to contact you about this. You are the person I need to contact, so... I don't know why I'm shouting her out. I can just message her on Instagram. But hopefully this year the day trips I'm going to be able to do in advance on days where it's nice weather, so that we don't get rained off. So that should work, I think. Anyway, sorry. Are there narrowboats? There are, yes. We have a marina near us because I'm on one of the main north-south canals. So there are narrowboats and things. And there's a big marina. And there's all sorts of stuff. So if I can't do what I'm planning to do, then I can do that instead. But what I'm thinking of doing, I think, will work for the class as a whole, because I want the water week to be a wind down week, and because it's kind of a spiritual journaling class. I mean, you could do just nature journaling, or you could do spiritual stuff, or you could do whatever you like. Really, you could just do the art stuff, as with all of my things, but you can interpret it in any way you want. I don't want to give too much away, because if it doesn't work, or it doesn't work out, then I won't be able to do it. But yeah, I would have loved to have gone up to Beatrix Potter country for that. Because there's a lot of farmland up there, they're quite dog friendly, so at some point I might have to see if I can wangle a long weekend up there or something. Okay, I'm liking where this is going so far. It's become a bit moody, which I like, but it needs to dry. It's getting a bit waterlogged. So let's do this one. So I'm feeling like there needs to be something going across there, but I don't know what just yet. So let's work on the painty bits first. This is a proper index card, so we'll be a lot better off with this one. I think where do I want to start with this one? I don't know where I want to start with this one. I'm looking at this one and drawing a blank. Maybe I need to pick another one. Or maybe looking at another one will give me an idea. I don't want to do pink. I'm not in a pink mood. I've got to be in the mood to do pink. I don't have enough gusto for him. I like this one. But again, I don't really know what I want to do with this one, because there's nothing to... It's kind of complete in and of itself, and I kind of like it as it is. Oh, I've got another one there. Oh, that's an interesting one. But again, I don't know what I want to do with that one yet. Nope, let's stick with what we've got. Let's not faff about. Let's just do. Let's use more of a grey for this one. Mum says hi, Scooby. He's such a character. Oh, I missed some chat. You only have one first name, Sue. Borrow one of Risha's cat's names. There you go. She's got plenty to spare. The last three names were saints. We have them for protection. Oh, yeah, I inherited two because I was raised Catholic, so we ended up with confirmation and communion names and stuff. So used to dislike my name, but I've gotten used to it. Susan's a nice name. I liked my name until I found out that there were like 4 billion of us in the same class, and I was like, I don't want to be like everybody else. Oh, this is going a bit wishy-washy as well. I'm so used to painting on over matte medium, I forget what it's like to paint on other surfaces. Yeah, no, that's going to need matte medium as well. Okay. What kind of paint do I use? I use matte acrylic mostly for stuff like this. In my journals, I only use matte acrylic most of the time, or I use kind of these Logitech soft body, which are kind of satin finish. I'd never use gloss finish or heavy. That's not true. I do use heavy body, but I only use white and black. But mostly they're I'm sponsored by Americana, so I use a lot of the Americana craft paints. These are really good because you only need one coat. And yes, I am sponsored by them in that they supply a lot of my paint, but I wouldn't use them if I didn't think they were any good. So I'm not paid to say they're good. I like them and I enjoy using them. Therefore, I became a deco art helping artist. I also use the premium paints, but these are quite shiny. They're a little bit more, they're not gloss paints, but they're not quite satin either. They're a little bit more shiny. Now, if you use these in a journal, the pages stick together. So you absolutely have to seal them with something matte or just not use them in a book. So I tend to use these premium Americanas for actual paintings that are going to be varnished, because they're artist grade as well, so they're light fast and everything, whereas craft paints generally are not light fast, and they tend to be chalky like this because they've got a high chalk content, because that's the binder that's used. But that makes them lovely in matte, which means you can use other mediums over the top, which I like to do because I do mix media. Matte acrylic is particularly good for coloured pencil. Did I just put matte medium over that? Did I put matte medium on that? Somebody tell me, because I genuinely cannot remember. I think I did. I did, right? Feels like I did. I must have, right? Oh my god, my brain. Oh, you don't know either. That's weird. Yeah. Matte craft acrylics are really awesome for working in journals because you don't have to worry about whether your pens or whatever are going to write over them. You have to be careful with fine liners because fine liners don't like working over. I did. Thank you, Sue. That was so weird. Complete blank. Yeah, fine liners tend to pick up the paint, but you can go over this kind of paint with gel, or ballpoint pen is one of my favourites. Where's my cream gone? There it is. Pretty much anything. Oil pastel, love to use oil pastel. Can even use watercolour over these. Watercolour markers, or you can use watercolour paints as well, but I like to use my watercolour paints are Holbein ones, so I tend to keep those for proper watercolour paintings. I've got aqua markers and stuff, and Crayola markers and things that go over matte acrylic really well. The other brand of stuff that I've got is the fresco finish chalk paints from Paper Artsy. Absolutely love those paints. They are so opaque and they're so easy to work with. Paper Artsy is a UK company, so maybe I should reach out to them and ask for sponsorship or something, because I absolutely love these paints. See if I can get you guys a discount code for them. That would be cool, wouldn't it? You had to go back a bit to check. Oh my goodness me. Well, at least I'm not alone. I don't feel quite so mad now that I had no idea whether I'd done it or not. This is not working the way I want it to work, so I'm just going with it in the hope that it will work the way I want it to work. I think my brush is not the right size. I think that's the problem. I need a bigger brush for this area. For it to... There we go, that's better. See, sometimes it's not what you're doing or how you're doing it, or, well, not what you're doing or what you're using that's the problem. It's just the size of your brush is wrong. See, this is working much better now. Oh, it'd be nice to get my head cleared. I have a late class tomorrow. Well, not late, but I'm not teaching until 4 tomorrow, and I've got nothing else the rest of the day, so I might just not set the alarm and do the same as I did this morning. Just get up when I wake up and let the dogs out, and just have a lemon sip and then go back to bed, and hope that that clears it completely. You were even paying attention at the time and saw the brand name and then completely forgot. Oh, well, I actually did it and then completely forgot, so I guess you're one step ahead of me. Oops. For my next trick, I will juggle. There we go, that's working much better now. Oh, the snuffling. That and the fact that my ears really need to pop. That's kind of bothering me at the moment. I really need my ears to pop. patch just there that nothing wants to blend over. Oh, kitten! Kitten update! Oh, Sue has the most adorable little kitten. What is she? 6-7 weeks now? Got a dentist appointment tomorrow. I should be back in time for class. Ugh. I hate the dentist. I used to like my dentist, but he got it into his head that because I was no longer scared of him, that I was no longer scared of being at the dentist. And he tried to bully me into doing something, which immediately, you know what happens when people try to bully me into a corner. I'm like, no, well, I'm not doing it then. So I haven't been back. He tried to do the whole, well, don't you care about your teeth? And I'm like, not enough to have people poking around, no. Is this a bright enough blue? I think it might be. It might be a bit too teal, but we'll see. We can probably mix it with that. It's not too bad. Maybe just a touch less green. That's better. That's fine. Oh, that's a wall. I'm going to keep that edge. Yeah, I don't appreciate people trying to cajole me into stuff by trying to guilt trip me. That's what that damn doctor did the other week. You see, I stood up to my dentist. Like, no, I'm not doing it. Don't try and guilt me into feeling guilty for doing something is not the way to get people over their fears. And he was doing really well up to that point. He'd got me to the point where I was okay with him. But then he decided that, well, that's okay, then you're not afraid of the dentist anymore, and he palmed me off on someone else. And I'm like, no, that's not the deal, guy. That's not how it works. This is looking quite sea-like. It was meant to be a sky, but it's looking quite stormy seas into sky now. I like it. That was a bit of a, what Bob would call a happy accident, right? Leave it, Maddie. Maddie, leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Oh, good puppies. Good puppies. Neighbour's back. Neighbour's been away all weekend, but now they're back. And the puppies feel the need to bark every time they come in. You done, you two? I feel like I need to have some spray coming up there, but I don't really know how to do spray. I don't know how to do C either. It's a complete accident that happened. But, you know, maybe we can do a bit of... I learned everything I know about painting seascapes from Impressionist painters. Squint, and if it looks like a sea, then you're doing okay. Seriously, squint at it. And just keep adding bits. Let's add a bit more blue to that bit so it looks like sky. And then a bit more teal to this bit so it's a bit more sea-like. There we go, that's better. Put the blue over the top. There we go, that's better. That feels like it needs a little bit of white, like that's a rolling wave or something. Let's put a bit of... Yeah, that looks okay. Should we do another one up here somewhere? Oh, that might be a bit too... My brush might be a bit too big at that. It's for that. Oh, excuse me. That was gross. Sorry. Yeah, it's close enough. Looks like a C to me. What do you reckon? It looks good on camera, actually. It's something like that with my last dentist. She didn't bully me into it, but she specialised in something, so all the regular checkups went to her new younger colleagues, and that one screwed up big time. Yeah, that's the same thing. This guy is a surgeon. He's a dental surgeon. So unless it's something like an extraction or a root canal or something, if it's just a filling, you get palmed off on somebody else. And so far I've had the same tooth filled 4 times by the same woman. And guess what? Fillings come out again. So I need to paint my rocks in. And I need to paint, I like this. This is kind of like a little tower thing that's like by the sea. So maybe I need to, I mean, you don't get many trees growing on a beach, but we can pretend. Maybe I need to put a bit more beach here coming out. And then the tree. It's a fantasy landscape, so it doesn't really matter, but it's not like I have to be botanically accurate. Oh, I love this mat. I need to get one that doesn't have a big hole in it. Yeah, I like that one. Let's put that one there to dry. Would have sat around trying to find out. Oh, I love the fact that you can start not knowing exactly what you want and come up with the coolest, most wonderful picture. Well, I wouldn't call them the coolest or most wonderful, but yeah, I always come up with something because I have no expectations. It's there's a lot of artists who work on the I need to come up with an idea. I need to come up with an idea. And what I find with certainly the journal artists that I follow and that I enjoy working or watching is the ones who are, I have an idea, but I have no preconceived notions about what it's going to be like. Like I had these blues and I had a llama and I knew that I wanted a llama on the blues. Other than that, everything else is fair game. So I wasn't sitting there thinking, oh, well, what am I going to do with this llama? How is he going to look? I need to find an idea to go with him. I don't need an idea. The idea is I'm going to stick the llama on this page and see what happens. And the only reason I put the llama on that page, bloody moths. I've got a carpet moth issue. So I've been spraying carpet moth stuff around. It's safe for the dogs. It's a natural remedy one. But we've still got a lot of moths coming in. I like moths, but not when they're eating the carpets. You have too many ideas and don't know where to start, or just pick one. Simple as that. Just pick one. It's where shall we eat syndrome. Because we've all had that conversation with somebody else, haven't we? I'm hungry. Okay, what do you want to eat? I don't know. Okay, let's go to such and such a place. No, I don't want that. All right, well, let's go to such and such a place. No, I don't fancy that either. Okay, but you wanted to eat. Yeah, I know. But well, what do you want to eat then? I don't know. You know, at that point, you just have to say, you know what? Am I eating because I'm bored and therefore I don't need to eat? Or am I eating because I'm hungry, in which case, let's just go and get something nutritious. Bugs belong outside, inside the fair game for spraying, yeah. Well, I don't mind spiders, because spiders keep the other bugs out. I have got a massive spider here somewhere. He was around the other day. Crawled right across my desk. Pretty much. He was huge. Like, big spider. One of those big body, long legs things. But I don't mind them, because they don't jump on you. The jumping spiders I don't like. The ones that drop down on you and scuttle. I don't like those at all. But the big ones that just kind of saunter across the desk. He basically just sauntered across the desk and went, what are you doing? Huh. Looks good. Keep it up. And carried on. He's huge. But he keeps the other bugs down. So I'm quite happy with him. As long as he's not jumping out at me or anything, I'm happy. But I don't like those little brown garden spiders that jump. Because they have a tendency to jump in through the window at me. And I don't know how they manage it, but they always land on me. And I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Do not jump on me. It's not fun. I have a conversation every night with my mum. I cook. She's hungry, but she doesn't know what she wants. Well, is she hungry then? Is she hungry? In which case, she just wants something nutritious. Don't ask her what she wants. Just give her something. If she's eating because she's bored, then she doesn't really want anything. Just... But it's the same with ideas, I find. If you've got too many options, you don't know what to pick. So cut out your options. And be ruthless with it. Like, well, what was the first option that came to mind? I've got all these ideas. I've got lots and lots of ideas. Okay, well, write them all down. Pick a number. And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That one. I'll do that one. And if you immediately go, oh, but I don't fancy that, then just sit and write more ideas down, because you're not in the mood to create, you're in the mood to ideas. To come up with ideas. Write all your ideas down for those times when you sit down and you go, I have no idea what to do with this. I never have that issue. I have so many ideas all the time that I just pick one and go with it. Crickets jump at me. Ooh, no, I don't like crickets. I had a grasshopper stuck behind the fridge once. That was entertaining. We had to move the entire fridge to get the damn thing out. Because all we could hear was cricket, 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 cricket all night. Okay. Do I need to draw this? I think maybe I should draw this plant in first. Do I need to draw it in first, or can I just wing it? No, let's sketch it in first. Let's just get a vague idea of what we want to do. So if I do something like that, I don't really care what the plant looks like, as long as it looks like a... Oh, that's weird. That's moving. It's rocking on its own. I don't know if you can see that because it's not rocking in the... It's just constantly going up and down like that. It must be perfectly balanced. How weird. I don't think you can see it on camera because it's literally doing it up and down in the camera. That is really strange. Oh my god, that's weird. I'm sorry, this card is literally going like that. Pivoting on this angle here. I wonder if I waft some air at it, if it'll do it so you can see it on camera. There you go. It must be perfectly balanced in the middle because it's just gently rocking. It's gone back to rocking again now. How weird is that? Oh my god. Ugh. Yeah, I don't care what the leaves look like. They're just greenery. So I'm just going to paint green. It's kind of dark bit there. That's interesting. They're kind of like round on one side and then serrated on the other. That's an interesting shape. I've not seen that before. Doesn't really matter because it's not particularly a plant. It's just greenery. That'll do. Let's whack some green on it and see what happens. Let's use this bright green. I think that's a bit more the colour I want. You're allergic to spiders? What, spider bites? You mean, or just spiders? Oh, you can see it going. Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? It's moved round now because it's... Yeah, it pivoted, so it's touching that now, and it's stopped doing it. But it was just gently rocking away. You're allergic to spider bites, yeah. I don't heal from stuff. Like these things. All of these that I've got everywhere. Like, I haven't got that many at the moment, but I get them all over the place. You've seen it in the summer when I'm covered in them all over the place like this. These are bites from insects, and they just don't heal. I've had this one for about a year now. And they kind of go like that, and they scar over, and they go rough, and then the top will come off, and then it will start doing this again. They just never heal. It's weird. Okay, I'm just going to paint in bits of plant. And I might sneeze. I might... Nope. False alarm. Not going to sneeze, apparently. The great thing about mixed media that I really love is that I can do this and just paint in greenery and refine it later with like colour pencils or pens or more paint or whatever. Oh, that's not dark enough for that. And that's the same colour as that, so I don't want to put that there. Yeah, I can just put these shapes in, really, and worry about how to make them look like plants later by putting details on them. Unless you're trying to draw a specific plant, you don't really need to worry about what your plant looks like. If it's vaguely green and leafy, people go, oh, look, it's a plant. They're not going to worry about, well, what type of plant is it? Unless you're actually trying to pass it off as, well, this is a yucca plant, or this is a rhododendron, or whatever. It doesn't matter. If it's just greenery, it's just greenery. Sorry, I went off camera, didn't I? I'm getting bunged up again. Might have to stop in a minute because I'm starting to sound horrendous. My ears are really blocked. Actually, that does kind of look like a yucca plant, doesn't it? Kind of looks like one of those frondy palms that has bits coming off it like that. Oh, that's, of course, frondy palms. Your llama, right? Don't llamas come from places where they have frondy palm things? Or is that camels? Yeah, I'm talking rubbish now, but I can see these like big frondy overhanging, I think they're palm trees that I'm imagining. Just kind of, they kind of look like a bit, oh, this is really dry. Just kind of look a bit like that. Actually, I like those better than that, so let's do another one there. Do you see what I mean? Just kind of big. I'm sure it's palm trees. Oh God, somebody told me that llamas and camels are very similar and they live in the desert. Actually, I think llamas live in mountainous areas, don't they? Shall I stop talking now? Shall I quit while I'm ahead? Did it take you time to do art while talking to people at the same time? Not really. It took me time. It takes a little while to learn to teach as you're doing art, but it didn't take me time to learn to talk because I grew up in a family of introverts who used to spend Sundays, you know, like my dad would be sitting reading and having conversations with my mum, and llamas are from South America mountainous areas. Oh, okay, thank you. They don't like the heat. Oh, that makes sense. Because like llamas and alpacas are like woolly, aren't they? So that would, yeah, that would make sense. Okay. Well, I don't care. I'm giving him plants, and he's got a palm tree now. Maybe he's dreaming of going somewhere warm for the summer. He's actually in his little... he's in his mountainous grove eating his plants, dreaming of summer, dreaming of his cousins in Dubai or something. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. They're foliage, and that's what I want. I just want foliage. It doesn't really matter what kind of foliage it is. Yeah, it takes time to learn to teach, but learning to talk and do art is not that difficult, although you wouldn't believe that today because I can't keep my brain... frankly, I'm having trouble just talking today. It's not that I'm having trouble talking and doing art. I'm just having trouble talking. Which is what happens when I get sick. My brain just can't cope with multiple things like, you know, breathing in and out and stuff, as well as talking. Hi, baby. Oh, Miss Maddie's singing me a song. Hi, Bubsy. What's the matter? Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Hi there. Oh, I love you too, baby. Yeah, I've always been somebody who talks while I was doing art. It was my default mode of... I've always done art while talking to people. So that wasn't a skill that I needed to learn particularly, although you wouldn't believe it today. But to teach what you're doing while you're doing it, that takes practice. A lot of teachers don't actually do that because they prefer to do like they do make the artwork and then they explain it in a voiceover afterwards, because it really is a specialist skill to be able to do that. But I trained as a teacher in a classroom, so if you've done workshops or taught in a classroom, it's a lot easier to talk through what you're doing. But I do have days where I completely forget that I'm on camera and I just drift off, and like 20 minutes later I remember that I'm streaming. Baby, what's the matter? What is up? Oh, what is up with Mr. Boo? What is the matter with Mr. Boo? What's the matter, Mr. Boo? Do you need to pee-pee? Do you need to pee-pee? He's stomping his little feet at me. He needs to pee-pee. Back in a sec. Come on then, let's go pee-pee. Come on then, let's go pee-pee. Let's go pee-pee. Come on. Come on. Come on, boo-boo. Let's go pee. Good boy. Come on. boy. Oh, you want some biscuits as well? Can you hang on 10 minutes and then Mummy will give you your dinner? How about if I give you some how about if you have a Scooby snack? How about if you just have a Scooby snack for a minute? Sit nicely. Good boy. Good girl. There you go. I'll feed you in a minute when I'm done. You just have a snack now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, teaching is hard. Explaining what you do on camera is not as hard. And a lot of the time I'm explaining what I'm doing. And because I never have any preconceived ideas of what I'm going to be doing, well, sometimes I do. It's hard. Like for this, I don't have any preconceived ideas, so I can explain to you what I'm doing as I go. I need to clarify that area. There's some... to put some lighter bits in. Let's do a little bit of a... There we go, that works. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know how I do what I do a lot of the time. But I did train as a teacher. I am a fully qualified teacher. And I think that helps because I've... when you teach live on camera, filming a class on camera is a different set of skills to teaching in a classroom or in a workshop. Teaching a preconceived class is different to teaching in a workshop where you've got a vague plan, but everything is changeable. Live streaming is more like being in a workshop, because at any moment somebody could say, well, how do I do this? And then you've got to be able to explain that. Whereas when you're teaching on camera, you decide what you're going to present and people ask questions afterwards. In a live situation, people are asking you questions as you go, or you're explaining things as you go. So you might have an idea as you go along and suddenly go, oh, I'm going to do this, and it's completely off track to what you planned. So then you've got to be able to think on your feet. And I think workshop situations in that sense are much more like teaching live, which is why I like teaching live, because I can sit and produce a video and it will tell you everything that I think you need to know about how to make this. But there will always be somebody at some point who'll come back and say, well, what about such and such? And you didn't cover that in the video. So then that becomes something that you have to cover in the next video. Whereas somebody can say something like, well, my problem is the opposite. I have too many ideas and I don't know what to do with them. And straight away you can come back with, well, here's how you can manage that. Here's how you can deal with that. Write down your ideas and so on. You know, you can address things like literally as they are happening, which is, I think, a lot better. That's why I like teaching live. I like to teach my students what they want to know. And because in my classes and with my Patreon, there is so many different levels. I mean, I've got people that I'm teaching astrology to in my classes who know more astrology than I do. But they're not really there to learn astrology from me. What they're doing is revising what they already know and then taking the bits about the art. Like, well, I know about this. How do I put it into a book and make it interesting, because all I've got is 40 pages of written notes. You know, what do I do to say, okay, well, here's how I can make that interesting, bearing in mind that I can't draw, which is rubbish. Everybody can draw. As I always say, if you haven't drawn since you were 10, expect to draw like a 10-year-old. But everybody can draw. I really like that fluffy effect on the edges. There's absolutely, I can't think of any plant that actually looks like this, but I like the way it looks, so I'm going to do it on everything. As long as it looks like a leaf, I'm good. Okay. That does make sense. Okay. Sometimes I ramble, especially when I'm sick. I can't formulate thoughts into straight lines when I'm sick. I'm struggling with straight lines. I struggle with linear thought as it is. It's more kind of wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. But yeah, that's why I like teaching live and doing live streams, because it's more engaging. It's more interesting for me, and it's more engaging for you, I think. And then the people who don't like live streams can just watch the whole video as if it was a whole video later. And it's a nice long one, so they can just sit and do what they do while they're watching, or, you know, break it up into segments or whatever. I wish I had a green this colour. I don't have a green that's that bright, or that yellowy colour. Or do I? Ooh, hang on. Do I? Do I? Do I? I've got this one. I don't usually use this one. It's a bit neon for me. But it does look kind of appley green, doesn't it? It is called sour apples. Maybe that'll... Ooh, look at that. That is the right colour green. Huh. How about that? Okay, that's wet. I need to let that dry. Let's do kind of a stem thing on the straight edge of the leaves. See how that looks. Yeah, that looks alright. I like it. Let's do that. Oh, I'm sorry for the snuffling. I'm getting worse now. I might have to stop in a minute. Well, I will have to stop in a minute. I need to eat. But kind of a shadowy area there. That's good. I love the face this llama's pulling. He looks so funny. I think that's why I pulled him out actually, because I just love the face he's pulling. I'll have to autofocus it, hang on. He's hilarious. Oh, focus. Focus. There we go. He's doing that kind of Elvis thing. Okay, I need to stop fussing around with the greenery and let it dry. So let's find another brown. I think this will work. Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn the autofocus off. There we go. He is kind of smiling. He's kind of... There we go. It's a bit too flesh toned. It needs to be a bit more yellowy. Oh, translucent honey. There we go. That should do it. That's better. I'm going to go back in with a lighter colour over the top to do his fur. But I'm going to... should I keep his... Actually, I kind of like his braid there. I'm just going to try and keep as much of his facial bits here as I can. Usually I paint over everything because I don't want it to be recognisable as that piece of collage. But I want to keep his facial expression, so I might have to leave that little bit. And a dark brown. I've got a dark brown here somewhere. Let's use that one. I think I'll leave the flowers till last because they're quite delicate looking and I don't want to risk painting over them. So I think what I'll do is leave them in situ and then paint over them, paint those in last. He's got kind of bunny ears. I never noticed how big llama's ears were before. Hi baby, I see you. I know, it's the neighbour coming in. I know, I hear it. It's okay. No need to stress, my love. I posted some photos over on my Instagram. Oh, see you later, Ina. Thanks for joining us. I posted some pictures on my Instagram of Miss Maddie's new bed box. She's getting old. And she's never been one for sleeping in a bed. She's always been one for preferring to sleep in my bed or on the sofa or whatever, but lately I've noticed she's a little bit stiff getting up and down. So I thought now might be a good time to start getting her used to having her own little box, little comfy box. So I've put, and it's literally a cardboard box with lots of, I had a box with some polystyrene. Oh, hey Cody. Yeah, I'm just about to wrap up, but never mind. Hey boo. Like 1 inch thick polystyrene cushions, and I thought that would help because they stay warm, don't they? Polystyrene stays warm. And underneath the carpets we've got concrete floors, so I thought that would be good for her old bones to have some warmth underneath. And then I've put her regular bed that she usually has, which is just a waterproof pillow cushion type thing that she's always had. And then on top of that, I've put her little cushion that she likes to sit on in my chair, and her granny's blanket. Well, my granny's blanket, her great granny's blanket. And she's barely left the damn thing since I made it. It must be comfy. And last night I said to her, we were sitting over in the corner, because it's down there by my desk in the corner where I normally sit. This is my filming desk. I usually sit at the other one. And I said to her, do you want to go to bed, Miss Maddie? And she went, I swear she fake snored at me. My dog fake snored at me because she didn't want to move. Madge, I know you're hungry. Hang on. I'm going to feed you in a second. You just had a snack. Just patience, my darling. Patience. I'm making this bit up. I don't know what llamas look like really, but I'm guessing big and hairy. That's what I'm like. Straight woolly sheep. I think I'm thinking of alpacas, but similar thing, right? I'm hoping. But again, if I'm not right, I can always go back in with a pencil, with coloured pencil, and just add some more details. I think he's looking a little bit more donkey-like from the back end here, but gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling when I've created a spot for a pet and they love it. Yeah, Miss Maddie just absolutely loves it. Scooby's not interested. Scooby's only ever sleeps on my pillow. Doesn't matter. He's not interested in anywhere else. He wants to sleep on my pillow, and that is it. But Maddie wants to sleep next to wherever I am. So if I'm in here, she will sleep on the floor before she'll go and sleep in another room. Cody, you said you were going to email me, but I haven't had an email. So have you emailed me? If so, I haven't had it. If you haven't emailed me, that's fine. But if you did, I haven't received it. Just so you know. Right, these need to dry now before I can do anything else with them. But there's my llama. I'm pretty happy with him, actually. I'm pretty happy with how he came out. You didn't? Okay. That's fine. No, I just didn't want you to have been sat there waiting for a reply and then actually you were still waiting for a reply in 6 weeks because I didn't receive it. It's totally fine that you haven't done it yet. I just didn't want you waiting on me. Because usually when you say you're going to do something, you do it straight away, otherwise you forget. That's my default mode as well. Gosh, it's suddenly gone really dark. Oh, My head's clearing though, so I wonder if the pollen's gone down or something. Maybe it's allergies. Not, maybe I haven't got a cold, maybe I've got allergies. Because it feels like it's all starting to drain away, as it were. Yeah, so there's my llama, not finished yet. You had deja vu. You said that to me not long ago. Yeah. Well, you know, other people are usually better at remembering things than me. And then this one, this is nowhere near done. This is like, I haven't painted any of this or any of this yet, but I will. The idea with my collage pieces is that once I've finished it, you won't be able to tell that there was any collage there in the first place. As opposed to just, what they call paint over collage technique, where you can see that it's paint over collage. I kind of use it, the bits as almost like sketches to work from. I'm really happy with that llama. He's awesome. If I do say so myself. I need to do something about these bits. I don't really want to cut that off. That'll take off quite a bit of the composition if I do that. Maybe I need to stick something across the back. Well, this one I can just stick something across the front because it's all the same colour anyway. But maybe on this one I'll stick something across the back and fill in the paint. Yeah, I might do that because it's kind of bugging me that there's holes there. I need to remember that for future reference, that I need to fill in all the holes before I start painting. Yeah, cool. Right. I'm going to take my snotty grottiness and go and try and clear my head. And thanks for joining me. All my links are down below in the description if you want to... Or Summerlong isn't open yet. Or it's not Summerlong, it's Midsummer Chronicles. But the summer class is not open to all yet. It will be later this week. But it is open to anybody who's currently in my class. So if you're currently in my class on Ning, you can sign up already. Patreon's open, obviously, to anybody who wants to come and join me, and you're all welcome. And thank you for supporting the channel. And even if you only are here and watching, that's supporting too. So, don't forget to like and subscribe. I do stream near enough every Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday at 5, Friday at 4. And I also stream over on Twitch Art channel. Look for me over there as Romany. Again, all the links are there down below. Go check it out. And I will see you again very soon. Class tomorrow, hopefully, as long as I'm feeling good. As long as this keeps getting better and not worse. And Friday again, Twitch and YouTube. See you then, guys. Bye.